A respected Texas judge vanished from his home while making turkey sandwiches, only to turn up dead the very next day on a dark highway 1,600 miles away, wearing a stranger's clothes. This is the bizarre case of David Glenn Lewis, one of the most baffling mysteries you will ever hear. In January 1993, David was living the American dream. He was a successful corporate lawyer, a former judge, and a dedicated family man in a small Texas town. He taught Sunday school and volunteered for everything. There was zero reason for him to disappear. It all started on a Thursday when David left his law firm early, telling his coworkers he felt sick. The next day, his wife and daughter headed out of town for a weekend trip to Dallas. David stayed behind. He was a massive football fan and wanted the house to himself to watch the Super Bowl. But the second his family left, things got incredibly weird. A friend spotted David rushing through the Amarillo airport with absolutely no luggage. Later that night, a police officer noticed David's red Ford Explorer parked outside the county courthouse. The next day, a neighbor saw the car back in David's driveway. On Super Bowl Sunday, a deputy saw the car parked at the courthouse again. This time, a mysterious man who looked exactly like David was standing completely still across the street, taking photographs of the building and the car, acting like a total stranger to his own life. When his wife got home that Sunday evening, the house was empty, but it looked like David had just been there. The VCR was actively recording the Super Bowl. 2 freshly made turkey sandwiches were in the fridge, and laundry was in the washing machine. The creepiest part was his watch and wedding ring sitting right on the kitchen counter. Meanwhile, in Dallas, a taxi driver picked up a highly nervous man matching David's description. This creepy passenger kept looking over his shoulder in pure paranoia and paid his fare from a massive wad of $100 bills. The next night, while his wife reported him missing in Texas, drivers on a dark highway in Moxie, Washington, noticed a disoriented man wandering in the middle of the road. Minutes later, they found him dead from a hit and run. The strange man had absolutely no identification on him whatsoever. He wore military camouflage fatigues and heavy work boots, clothes David never owned. The only clue was a pair of thick eyeglasses in his pocket. Being 1,600 miles away from Texas, police had no idea who he was, making him a John Doe. Back in Texas, investigators were finding the craziest clues. Someone mysteriously deposited $5,000 into David's bank account the day before he died. Plane tickets were bought in his name, including one from Los Angeles to Dallas, which made no sense. Police looked into his old court cases, but nothing explained how a man making sandwiches in Texas could end up dead in Washington state 24 hours later without his license. It took 11 years for anyone to connect the dots. A Washington detective was searching Google for missing persons, matching the height and weight of their John Doe. He found David's profile, noticed the distinctive thick glasses in the missing poster, and realized they matched the glasses in the dead man's pocket. DNA testing confirmed it was him, but solving his identity only made the mystery worse. There were absolutely no direct flights from Amarillo to Yakima. Driving would take 24 hours straight, and he had no car and no ID. Nobody knows who deposited that $5,000, why he took off his wedding ring, or where he got those military clothes. Some think he had a sudden psychological break and started running, while others believe he was running from someone who eventually caught him on that dark highway. We will probably never ever know what really happened to the brilliant lawyer, David Glenn Lewis. Hit the like button if you enjoy the story. Please subscribe and drop a comment. I am your host, Emma, and stay a little spooked.